This time we're going to go over the install of the new 1.6 Creality Falcon Laser Module. We will be installing it over here on our CR10 V2, which will be a little bit different than your standard CR10 or Ender series installs, because the V2 does have this nice metal plate here for the backing, but it also gets in the way of the mounting bracket a little bit. So we are going to need a few key components here. We got our mounting bracket, our laser module, the power cord, the control unit, and the USB-C cord. Alright, to show you what I mean about the mounting bracket install, then we're going to go ahead and I got an Ender 3 clone, the Voxel Lab Aquilas, which is pretty much just an Ender 3, but slightly different. But everything else is basically the same replica up here. So it's pretty simple. Take your bracket, slide it up and over the wheel there, lock it in, tighten it up. That's how easy it would be to normally install this. But again, our V2 is slightly different over here. So let's go ahead and switch over to that camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Here we go. Get the right camera. So we got all of our parts here. On this one, again, because this bracket isn't in the way, I went ahead and loosened up the BL Touch and the fan, so we can try to go ahead and slide this bracket in where it's supposed to be in place here. Go ahead and loosen that up just a little bit more. It's almost on. Go out there a little bit more. There we go. And we're in place. So let's go ahead and tighten that wheel back up, because we definitely want the carriage to be moving right. Alright, we got that tightened up. Let's go ahead and get this bottom screw here tightened up like it should be. Go. Let's also make sure that our whole carriage back is working right. A little loose still. A little too tight. Yeah, it feels good. Go ahead and just snug this fan back up a little bit here. These pieces aren't going to be as worrisome. We just don't want them being all wobbling around while we're using the laser, because, well, we don't want anything to fall. Put this cooling fan back on. Okay. Then the laser module itself, let me go ahead and switch over to another camera here to give you a better view of that part. Just make sure that here, that nut screws out, and it should just slide right up on there. Slides right through that little spot. Tighten up your set screw, and you're good to go there. Then we just got to get the power and all of the other cords going. So take our C cable, run this over here out of the way to the computer. Get our power cords, get them ran out of the way here. We got to go ahead and open this guy up here. Let's go ahead and just snip off this zip tie without cutting into the wires. Alright, so we have our new Y stepper motor and limit switch connections. Our new X, I believe it is. Yep, X stepper connection and limit switch. And the new Z, which will run to the top of the laser itself. So we got to go ahead and change those out. Let's go ahead and get you a better cam. It'll be a little bit harder to see on this guy, but we'll go ahead and get it. So tilt we're doing here. Go ahead and pull out our X and our X stepper, and these are always a pain for me because I have fat fingers, and tiny spots and fat fingers do not work well. Let's try with the easier one. Alright, got the X stepper hooked up. Now let's get the limit switch if I can. Alright, and we got to go back over to the back here and get our Y set up. Same thing. Get rid of this camera to make it a little easier to see over there. Let's go ahead and move this Aquila out of the way. So same thing again, we're going to unplug the stepper and the limit switch. Again, on a standard ender, it's probably much easier to do this, but this isn't too bad at all. This one's just a little bit bigger machine. Has some slightly different positions than like a standard CR10 or CR10BS, and definitely a little bit different than your Ender series. But again, plugging in the limit switch and the stepper motor there. And we did the same thing over here. We got the limit switch and the stepper motor. And we're going to go over here, take this last cable here, we're going to run it parallel with these guys, with our normal hot end. And we're going to plug it right into the laser here. Go. And if we got all of our switches installed all the way, we should be good to go and turn it on and start setting up light burn. The USB drive that comes with it does have light burn and some sample software and stuff, but we're not going to use that. Oh, we also have some Velcro strips here that came with it. We definitely want to take a couple of these and wrap it around, keep the wires in line with the rest of the wiring, because we don't want any messes or random pulls and stuff like that that's going to mess anything up. So I have Lightburn loaded already because I have other laser burners. So what we're going to do though is make sure we have our device on. And then we're going to go over here to Lightburn, find my laser and see if it can find it. Nope. Okay, let's go ahead and close Lightburn real fast and reopen it, because in my experiences with Lightburn, it sometimes operates better when your laser is turned on first. Still not finding it. Oh, huh. I guess it would definitely help if I plug in this USB-C. That would be all my fault. Let's try that again. Gotta get that USB port plugged in. There we go. As soon as the USB cord was plugged in, it found it right away. 20. We're going to go ahead and label this Falcon 1.6 just to keep it easier for me to remember. This bed is a bit bigger, so we're going to go ahead and up the bed size. I'm just going to go 300. Oops, not 3,000. 300 by 300. We want it to go ahead and auto home at the start, front left, and we're good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and change this And make sure we have the right COM port. There we go. The auto home. And we are basically set up there and ready to go for light burn. But we still have a few other things we want to take care of over here. Like we want to go ahead and get this thing set properly. We want to go ahead and put on one of these steel sheets we talked about the other day, because, well, we ain't fancy enough for honeycomb right now. Get those on. We're going to use 2 to make sure this clip bed is fully covered. And we're going to take all of our sample pieces of balsa wood that we have here. Put that right there. Go ahead and slide this over. We're going to manually lower the laser down using the Z rod here. And then we're going to make sure this arm on the side is down, because that's going to help us get us in the right focus. Want to lower it down just until it touches that. Want to be just touching our product there, so we can swing this up and out of the way. And then our laser, in theory, should be ready to go. So our next video, we will be going over the basics of adding file and getting this thing laser set and running a test burn. Alright, thank you guys, and we look forward to having you back on our next video, getting the image in and light burn and starting our test burn.